Hey, Joe.
Hi, Hillary.
How you doing?
Great. You?
Good. I
How
don't
do you
think we
like?
said. Oh, what's up?
Oh, I just. How do you like the MOOC so far?
It's okay. It's pretty boring.
I know, but you know what I found, at least with that first module, and I'm taking all my students in 220 to the computer lab tomorrow. That is going to help them in this course so much as
Yeah.
far as the same material over. The other thing that I notice is my students have no clue about making contacts in an industry. And this is going to be that look at what these people are doing. I mean, look, as I look through some of the introductions, there are incredible folks out there.
Yeah, there really are. It was just kind of like, I think it's just his tone. I think he's gonna kind of fall asleep a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but
But yeah, I finished the first half of it
yeah.
yesterday.
Uh, so do we get real life badges and stuff?
I don't
Or,
know.
or
I
do we
think
just badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
I think like it's a Canvas thing. That Canvas has a bunch of, endorsements.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think it's just like a login thing.
Kind,
I
kind
don't
of
know.
like the AOPA certificates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha. So your class is good so far?
Yeah. I just finished today AS 220.
Oh, did? Oh, you've got that weird semester. Yeah,
Yeah.
we just started last week, so
Oh,
uh,
that's good.
that break at Christmas, which is a nice touch.
Yeah. Yeah. Both of my high schools are ending. So my AS 220 ended today in one of the schools, and my other AS 220 starts on Monday.
Okay.
And so I'm not sure do you know when that MOOC is open until? Like, can we still get students to enroll? Do you know?
I never got a real answer, but I think it sits out there and you can do it like forever, or since it's kind of on your own type of thing. But like I say, I'm pushing my students to do. We're doing it as a class.
That's good because we just did the industry cert today.
Okay.
We started it yesterday. It was a little funny because I've been in contact with USI and making sure like these are the days, these are the students. So my student, I have about 25, 30, and 12 or 13 of them finished through the course and got, about 70 or so. Some of the questions are kind of funny with the wording, some of the where, I mean, you've done the questions before, some of them are not very particular and just kind of funny sometimes.
Is
So
it the same test? Is it the same test that we took over in Orlando?
yeah, it's, I want to say it's like 1 or 200 questions and then they pull from it for that industry cert final
Okay.
thing. It was weird because I said, our class starts at about 11:30. So then I get an email saying, okay, at 10 o'clock it's open. And I'm like, great, this is cool. Because they end up having to like enroll in another course almost. And so that new module is where the assessment is. And so my students were all enrolled in this new course, but then when they went to try to open an assessment, it wasn't there.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And so here I am. I have a proctor in, from one of the deans, and she's like, so, how's it going? And I'm like, we're staring at a blank screen right now. And so about 45 minutes later, I'm able to get in contact with pretty much whoever is able to push a button. And so she's like, no, I see them. Like, your kids are enrolled. And I'm like, nah. And
Well,
so
I'm glad you were the guinea pig for that.
I was the guinea pig. So 6 out of my 12 students took it yesterday. And then the other 6 took it today because they couldn't afford to miss a class because it was already 45 minutes, delayed. So I had a few fail with like 60s to 70s because you need an 80.
Okay.
So then I asked about retaking it, and they said that after 30 days they can retake.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have out of my 12, I had 4 fail.
Okay.
Which,
and they did that on their own time?
yeah, a lot of the times for extra days or for, extra homework assignments, or sometimes when I'm observing other instructors, I have downtime. So
there was some class time that it worked out for them.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to plan on again taking the class to the computer lab and have them work on it on a regular basis. So, because I remember teaching 220 last year, and it did not take an entire semester. I mean, I had other stuff that I was able to do.
Yeah, I ended up kind of, everything worked out pretty well. I didn't have all of the AR drones incorporated so much, and we didn't have that kit. And so what I end up doing is I have that final project, I go crazy with it. And so now I'm almost looking at how much time I have if I'm going to teach more of the industry cert and the project and the kit and some more AR drone activities. Now I'm almost like, wow, that's a lot.
Now maybe too much.
Yeah, almost at that point. Because I love that last project. The students, not so much, but.
But in reality, that's the real world. I mean, that's how business really happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got to figure out how in depth, I want to go. So this next semester is going to be a little different, but.
Every semester is a little different.
So true.
Did I tell you we're adding another level next year?
No.
We're going to have a third year of Embry-Riddle classes. So I got credentialed for flight physiology.
Good.
And then a couple of space classes.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm looking forward to that. I'm imagining they'll get me into, that'll be the professional development for me next summer.
Yeah.
But that'll be good. So I'll have, some kids I will now have next year for the 4th year in a row.
Oh, wow. That would be awesome.
Those are kind of exciting times.
Yeah. I do flight physiology. I have 2 sets of PowerPoints. So just remind me, let's actually set up real quick a time to meet, because I think you and just one other person, I haven't set up a time. If you have a calendar, what's your first week in February look like? When you get a chance.
You mean you think about coming on over?
Yeah.
You understand that we're losing. Kevin Stevens is gone, or leaving.
Right, leaving.
So
he's not gone yet.
Well, he'll be gone in the next 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Because the way I understood it is that he's not going to leave until someone else fills the shoes, or?
Oh, well, he's pretty much ready to walk away.
Mm.
So we're hoping he will stick in there, but he could just get up one morning and say, I'm all done.
Oh, man. Is it, I haven't talked to him. Is it, just a lot of work? Or?
Well, it's certainly the issues in his personal life. He had the loss of his wife and son.
Oh.
So, and going through the holidays really hammered him. So he's working some of those emotional issues.
Wow.
But yeah, I get the feeling he's not liking these classes a whole bunch.
Yeah, it's a lot of extra work if.
Well, and it's his first year teaching 121 and 120, and I don't think the kids responded real well, and so he's struggling a little bit. But he, talking to him, I wouldn't be surprised if he called me one day and said, by the way, I'm not coming back ever again. So I don't know.
Holy moly.
Now I think we've got a replacement, but we're looking for a 2-week notice.
Yeah.
And it would. And I don't know if you talked about it, but it'd be just a transfer from another district. so you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Is that a good one?
Yeah, I hear good things. I don't know her personally.
Okay. So anyway, you want to come over in February?
Yeah, how's that look, you think?
Well, except for Groundhog Day, I don't have anything the first week.
Well, that's good. What time are your classes again? Remind me.
Well, I go in at about, you don't want to see the freshman classes. You just want to go with 220 and 121?
Yeah, 121 is more of the priority, but
Okay.
Either way.
Then I would have those two college classes at the end of the day. So about 12 noon, about 12:15 till 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and that would be a 220 class and then a 121.
Okay.
In 121, I'm just getting started with performance. So I'm in the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 220, we're just starting the semester. So
Cool. We'll probably plan for like the 3rd, the Wednesday.
okay.
Does that look okay?
Hey, I can make anything work.
Okay. We'll plan that out, and I'll just look at my calendar a little closer, and then I'll send you an email to confirm.
Okay, let me know whatever I can do to facilitate.
Okay, cool.
Anything you want to see, or you want to see like a real lesson or whatever comes up that day?
Yeah, whatever you have planned. I just need to, it's more for the NASEP verifying we're part 141/61/142, whatever we happen to be that day. And we're
Gotcha.
And yeah, it's really just quality control, which.
No worries. So showing the movie Planes would be appropriate, eh?
You can move that to like the Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay. Well, there's only 3 of us on here. I don't know who's on the phone. But.
Yeah, who's that? Who is the 904-200?
Ellis Bowler from Clay. How are you guys doing?
Oh, hi. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. It's a little chilly here, but I'm sure it is everywhere. And other than that, things are tracking along. I've got most of my students enrolled today in the 220 class that I have. All but about 3, they were having some computer issues, and I've told them to pursue it through this evening at home. And other than that, we're just looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to, like I said, I'll head up sometime after my Atlantic High School, my Port Orange class. So I end there at 9, and then I figure sometime around 11-ish, I'll be up by you.
Okay. Yeah, and just let me know if you need anything from this end. As I mentioned in the email today, we'll take care of your lunch for you, and then we'll have a little time. The setup with that class is that since it's across the lunch period, once my students go to lunch, we'll have time to talk, and then there's a 20-minute section after lunch that I have somebody to cover my class, so there's plenty of time for us to talk after that initial class period.
Cool. Great. Yeah, it's really, like I was just telling Joe, it's just to, dot the I's, cross the T's. Not really worried.
Okay. Yeah, I had an informal assessment today, and I got my formal next week, so it's all about assessments these days. So. But that's good.
No pressure for you, man. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I just do the same thing because that's just what I do. And that way I can get honest feedback, and so it's all good. But I'll tell you, the students are I know this is mostly you're looking at 121, but and that's a 120 class that you'll be observing, but the students are really, really stoked about this 220 class.
Good. Yeah, and if there's anything you need, I can try to, while I'm up there, I can give you as many hints as possible.
Okay. Yeah, I have a few questions. I'll save them for tomorrow.
Yeah. If you want to ask Joe, we'll probably have a different perspective if you want to get his, or you can wait.
Well, most of them are actually sort of technical. I just got access this morning. I sent an email earlier to Josh about access to the. I couldn't see the modules or anything, so I didn't have any of the materials other than what I picked up, the handouts last week at the ATP training. So I finally got at 7. I checked this morning and I had access, so I was going through there, and that's fine because we're still doing the initial some initial things here for the new semester. Mm-hmm. So it's not a problem. Did you say that you can move through the material fairly quickly, you believe?
Yeah, I really do. I end up going through modules. The first 2 tests are maybe a little longer, and that last test, I don't have that much information because a lot of it is common sense. It's about the human, interaction. It's about, I throw some extra systems engineering stuff in there. And then we move through that one relatively quickly. And depending on how much time I have that big project at the end. This is
right.
Semester. Oh yeah. I have, I put it on the Canvas site. My stuff that I do, it's all the way at the bottom. And I mean, it takes the student about 2 to 4 weeks, depending on, what we're doing and if we're integrating other stuff and everything. But what I do is I go like for a crazy final project, team presentation, big paper. I go nuts with that. It's up to you how in depth you want to do that. But I'll show it off tomorrow, and you can play it by ear and decide what you like and what you don't. And
okay. Yeah, one of the challenges I have is these are all seniors, and along about the first week of May, things start getting crazy for them, and they actually get out a little bit earlier than the rest of the students. So I've got to factor all that in. Mm-hmm. But they are excited, and so I think it'll be a great course for them, and we can power through it together.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of extra activities you can do if you feel like you're going almost too fast or not covering something. And then Module 10 is not on the test, but that's almost for your underclassmen. So if they're still in the course, because, seniors get out sometimes a week or 2 early and, all that fun stuff. So Module 10 is almost like extra information. So it doesn't necessarily get put on the test, but at least, it's something else to do.
Sure. Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. And it's a pretty exciting course already. I think it's very timely, coming right after Christmas and the 1 million drones being sold this Christmas and all that sort of thing. So, and it's a dynamic enough thing that students already know a fair amount about what's going on. I mean, they seem to be fairly engaged with it. So, in general, reading the press and hearing things in the news, that sort of thing. So,
yeah, current events are always huge with that class. Cool.
Well, other than that, that's about it. I've got a few questions I'd like to cover with you tomorrow. Like I said, some technical stuff, but other than that, we're pretty good.
Great. And so everything's good with like the changing of the semesters and all that fun stuff?
So far, yeah. Been fairly smooth, and 121's getting back on the train here and moving forward. So, yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Good. Awesome. Well, I mean, I don't really have anything, just kind of reminders of, putting your final grades in and all that fun stuff, but you're totally cool. You guys know it. So.
But hopefully all my grades are in. I haven't heard from Terry or Art, so I'm assuming I'm safe. It looked like it took them all. So,
as long as it had, you clicked the word post at the bottom,
Yes.
then you're good.
Yeah, we have a similar type system where you know you think you're done, but there's that one final step before they get actually posted. So that seemed to be familiar to me.
If you go back in and look at your grade roster on that class, you'll see the grades and it'll say posted and everything will be cool. So you can verify it that way.
Okay, thanks.
Awesome. Well, I will see you tomorrow, Mr. Ballard and Joe. We'll plan for a few weeks, but I'll see you around. You know.
I'll see you next week.
Sounds good.
I'll see you
Thanks. Take care, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Awesome. Bye.
And safe travels.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.